When Trisha finally got on Gabbie's podcast, she told a number of lies and shamed Gabbie for doing things that she herself has done. One example was when Trisha became upset when Gabbie expressed that women should support women.
I think that we need to like stand together as women.
But that to me is sexist on itself. Just because you're a woman, I gotta be like, yeah, go get it. You're allowed to opinion.
Totally. You're allowed to have your own
you
opinion.
You can't be like, as a woman, you should be sticking up for me. It's like, I don't think your
I'm
music
allowed.
sounds good.
Even though Trisha has pushed that same agenda.
I just like female YouTubers, being there for female YouTubers. I just like that. I mean, you know, we all should support each other, but females are vicious. Females are vicious people, so I like ones that are nice. I love her merch though. It's like girls supporting girls. It's like this bright yellow stuff. I literally ordered like everything on the Enjoy.
And even expressed public disappointment in women who failed to stand up for other women. Criticizing female Barstool employees for not sticking up for her when she was being made fun of. Stating that she was more disappointed in the women than the men.
Both girls and guys I'm super ashamed of. Mostly girls. Like, the two girls in the clip saying, you know, oh my god, they'll throw up on me. It's like, you know, it's like evaluate.
They're haters though. Like I said, I envy it.
So does she believe that all women should support women or only that all women should support her? Speaking of support, Trisha told Gabbie that she doesn't talk to the drama channels because that comes across like she's feeding them information. Acting as if she distances herself from them.
I don't really talk to drama channels because I always think that that's when it starts sounding like you're feeding them or like trying to manipulate them. So I'm just like, oh, write whatever you want about me. Like, I don't know.
However, she has made it very clear over the years how close she is with the majority of them and how she considers them friends. Opening up about how she's told them personal information about herself and others, and even inviting them over to her house pretty frequently.
But is that offensive? Because I was like tweeting Dustin daily. He was totally down by the way, because Dustin, you know, #1 stan. We're each other's #1 stans. Mr. Negative and Dustin Daily. Not Dustin. Dustin's always been very loyal and amazing to me. He's been on my YouNows. And people like Dustin, I'll love forever. Shout out to my boy Sanders, but his is Just Sans World, I think is his. Maybe it's just Sanders Kennedy on YouTube. It's either Just Sans World or Sanders Kennedy. Shout out. He talked about this in one of his favorites. I did go to the one in New York with my friend Sanders. Shout out Sanders on here on YouTube.
I only know who Sanders is because he was your fan in a vlog, and I was like, who's that?
I really loved him. Sanders Kennedy. I've known Sanders, like, I sent vlogs to people that I've talked to, like Peter Ma and stuff, and showed them vlogs. I'm really proud of knowing him for so long. I've known him since like 2013, like a really long time. We actually met at my meetup, but we ended up hanging out a bunch when I went to New York, going out to dinners and lunches, and he was always just so sweet and understanding. Sanders has always been really nice, and so I think, I don't know if he got caught up in it or what. I never really minded him making videos about me. I think it's just a little, after having personal conversations with him and telling him and sharing so much, it just kind of stung because I knew him the most. It was just like a low blow because I don't know, I always really have had his back. Even when he had made videos about me, I said, it's fine if you, for my name in the title, want to make videos about me, but I asked him to keep, you know, some things like off limits. Like I said, with all these drama channels, I don't know many of them in person. Nick Snyder I met in person, so nice. Like, I've talked to Peter on the phone. I've talked to almost all the drama channels, with the exception of Karina, because there's really no way to contact her. I actually tried to contact her before John. I just watched Peter Mon's Chinese buffets on my mind. Peter Mon, oh my god, I'll text you. And Nick Akato's a drama channel now. He exposes, I didn't realize you exposed so many people, which makes me feel a little better. I thought I was just the only one you were exposing. I'm like, okay.
This is why she's friends with a lot of drama channels and they all hate me.
Like, I'm friends with drama channels too, so there's no shade or anything.
And on the topic of subjects that Trisha lied about in the podcast, here's another one. She told Gabbie that tweets from her to Gabbie did not exist. Telling Gabbie they had to be photoshopped if they did.
I've like tweeted before that like every time me and Gabbie hang out, we never get a selfie together, and I'm like we were friends. I thought
maybe these are like Photoshop tweets because I definitely never said
no, they're
that.
still up.
I need to see these tweets. There's no way I tweeted that.
We'll look them up after.
Here are a few of them. Most of these tweets are still up on her Twitter as of today. Another thing Trisha has claimed wasn't real was the infamous birthday invite, stating that she never told Gabbie her birthday, let alone invited her to it.
Reality like set in, and I was like, I've never even said like my birthday to this girl. I've never shared anything with her.
But here Trisha is admitting that she did in fact send Gabbie an invite. They both recall how it happened differently, but there was an invitation given.
The idea that like we had never spoken and like I invited myself to your party, where like that was another feeling where like I went back and like looked at the messages to make sure I wasn't crazy. Like we talked a lot, and like
I don't remember it, really swear to God, because I'm like here in person. I don't remember it that way. Like I just remember being like, you're like, oh, you're having a party, like that's what. And I sent you the invite, of course, but I don't remember talking
I
like
didn't
that.
even like ask you about the party. You just sent me the invite. Like if you look at the text, like the last thing I send you is something about like a snack,
right?
And then like you text me and you're like, come to my party, because we were like friends. Like we talked about.
Not only that, but Gabbie has proof that it happened the way that she recalled it. As you can see, they were discussing something different in the texts prior before Trisha randomly invited her to her party. Which aligns with what Trisha has stated in the past, that she sends out random invites to her birthday party all the time to fill up the venue. Meaning that Trisha initiated the invite, just as Gabbie said.
Gotta, feel the feeling, man.
Me with my birthday parties, like inviting everyone I never talked to me. Oh my God.
In another petty lie, Trisha told Gabbie that when she insulted her music, it wasn't meant to hurt Gabbie's feelings. That was never her intention.
Like, I think people, and I'm not gaslighting anybody, but even with the Charlie thing, it's like, to me, people just say, like, I'm not trying to be, like, I'm not gonna say to your face, I'm not gonna be like, wow, your music sucks, like, do whatever. Same thing with Charlie. I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, you didn't eat that dino nugget. Like, it's just the internet, you know what I mean? Like, when I say that stuff, you're like, your goal was to hurt me. It really wasn't. It was just like something to say.
But months prior to that podcast, she praised Gabbie's music and stated that she supported her following her dreams.
Like, she has good music, she had some good songs and shit. So it's like, I don't want anyone to feel people I dislike. Like I said, I don't like Gabbie as a person for what our interactions were. And I just never wanted to be her friend because of that. But I still support her dreams. I still support her creativeness on YouTube.
And even stated in that same time frame that going after someone's music or anything besides what you're actually upset about them for is a low blow meant to hurt them and just shows that you hate that person, not what they did.
And even then, I could be like, oh, you're shitty music. But even that's like a low blow, right? Like, I could say that person's music is not good. Or whatever, it's not good. You can say something about me, but it's still like, that's like another like low blow kind of thing. It's like, whatever, that's there. That just shows you have more hatred for a person rather than the person's actions. You know what I mean? Or dislike. And I just let it, if you really have an injustice and you gotta say something about someone, say it, say your piece, and move on. Don't attack their looks, don't attack what they're doing in life.
So it was just another way to personally attack Gabbie. It had nothing to do with Gabbie's actions. In an effort to convince Gabbie that her feelings shouldn't be hurt because it wasn't personal, she equates it to people who leave comments on the internet, stating that it shouldn't bug Gabbie because it wouldn't bug her herself. Saying that she doesn't care what people say about her, especially the internet.
Oh, I don't know. It's like, I guess that's where it is. So there's no ego to come down from. So I never really, my feelings don't really get hurt in that sense. It's more like personal friends, but like people online talking about me, like, oh, well, whatever, it doesn't matter.
But she has made it a point in the past to let even her boyfriend at the time, Jason, know that what the internet thinks of her and what people say about her affects her deeply. And that she cares a lot about it.
Does it annoy you that everyone thinks you and Jason were never really a couple and that you do it for money, or do you not care?
To me, Jason doesn't care. To me, I do, because it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Jason doesn't care, and now he understands why I care so much about what people think of me online.
But why do you care what people think?
I'm explaining it to you, babe.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Because it's a humiliation thing. I care. I care a lot. I told you, this is all I have. You just asked, why do I care what people think of me? Because YouTube is my thing.
So, why is it that she mocks Gabbie for caring what people say when she herself has admitted that it takes a personal toll on her as well?